For more on the debate surrounding the use of AstraZeneca's vaccine on the elderly, we now turn to Canada. I have Professor Raywat Deonandan at the University of Ottawa live on the line now. It's a pleasure to see you again, Professor Deonandan.
Thank you.
Professor, Canadian authorities approved AstraZeneca's vaccine for all adults, despite the advice by members of the National Advisory Committee on Immunization. Please tell us a bit about this.
Well, initially, you're right. The government did approve the AstraZeneca vaccine for all adults over 18. However, a few days later, our National Advisory Committee on Immunization recommended that it only be used for those under 65. So that's the way it's being unrolled right now, with the exception of one province, the province of Quebec. And as noted, the issue is that the initial clinical trials didn't enroll enough elderly people to confidently compute an efficacy score. On the other hand, we have real-life data coming in from England and Scotland and other places showing that it does seem to work pretty well against the elderly. So the decision makers are weighing clinical trial data versus real-life data, and that's the issue before us.
I see. Now, Canada's vaccine rollout, Professor, began last December. How is the campaign progressing so far?
Well, we initially had ordered a great number of vaccines. Now, while we have those deals in place, we actually aren't high on the list of those in high priority to receive delivery. As a result, we're struggling with getting enough supply. So right now, about 4% of our population has received its first dose, which is quite small compared to most of Europe and the USA. I think we're ranked 38th in the world right now. But the government has promised us we'll get about 36 million doses by July, which is enough for most of, or the entire population, to get at least one dose. I think in reality, we're looking at between July and September before everybody who wants a dose getting a dose.
I see. And what has been the public response to the vaccination campaign, Professor?
It's been very, very positive. And the problem now is that demand outstrips supply. So our issue is we don't have enough vaccines yet, and we have a slow rollout with some hiccups. But we're getting there, and it's speeding up pretty fast.
I see. Professor, what is the official stance now with regard to vaccinating people who had once been already infected with COVID-19?
The stance is you should still get vaccinated, right? And as noted, natural infection is seen as a prime shot and initial vaccination is a booster. But right now the protocol is everyone gets the 2 shots if they're eligible.
I see. Professor Deonandan, Janssen's vaccine has also secured the green light in Canada, making it the 4th vaccine available after Pfizer, Moderna and AstraZeneca. Do you see this latest approval as perhaps adding momentum to Canada's inoculation drive?
This vaccine might be a game changer for a number of reasons. Number one, it can be stored for several months at basic refrigeration temperatures, so it can be given by pharmacists, by doctors, shipped to remote areas. But most importantly, it's a 1-dose vaccine. What we're seeing in the USA in particular is a lot of people don't show up for their second dose, and that's wastage, and it also means a number of people won't get proper protection. This solves that problem. So this vaccine, I think, gets us to herd immunity faster with a lot fewer hiccups.
Thank you so much for your insights, Dr. Deonandan, as always, and for your time.
Thank you very much for having me.
Right. Professor Shin, what